Good.
All right.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. We're off to a great start. A few minutes tardy today because the old ship was a little floundering in the wake a little bit here, but we managed to get in dock, and now we're taking a look at some of the coinage that we have from 1925 through 1929, and my co-host and buddy here, Dale, is going to help me with the European stuff, and I'll show you some of the coins I have for Canada, and we'll also be doing the same thing as before. We're going to be encouraging people to add their little bit of information and share the history of Canada and the world during the time that these coins were minted. So we get a better feel of what went on while these things passed on through history with us. So get a little bit of fun. Who do we got in here today? I see Marlon's here from Mayor Videos, which is lovely.
Hey Marlon, how's it going? I just said I was talking to Marlon earlier.
Yeah, Coin Junkies on. Welcome. Yeah, we'll give it a couple minutes here. We get a few more folks into the chat so that we have some real decent competition here. So, hope everybody's had a good weekend.
It's been quite well. It's actually torrential rain, but been quite relaxing. It really, there's not really been much going on, is there, babe? I guess we've been busy. Got some coins to show. That's right. I'll show you what I've got here. This is literally just spares. Just there.
Oh, good grief!
Because I couldn't remember the actual dates itself, which is my fault. 1929 to 1925. Okay.
I see Evil Arch Conservative. Welcome aboard.
29. This is out of date. So King George V.
So I'm going to save myself a little grief today. I went back to my old system, so I'll just turn my camera over to the computer so you can see the coin mic.
Okay. Hey. All right, sweetheart. Evil Arch Conservative. Right, we need King George V, don't I?
Going to show yours for, you got 1925 there?
No, I've forgotten what the dates were, so I'm just trying to find.
Okay. Well, I'll swing my camera around so that.
Okay, I got some pennies out
see
ready.
A little bit here that. Make sure that we can all see that okay. Okay, get her over.
It's too early. 25.
No, that's not looking straight.
Love you. Too early. Too late. Oh, look at that.
There we go.
1925. I think mine are in my set, so
it's a little harder to show. Swing around a 1925 here.
28, 27. So that's the nickel, is it? Or 1 cent?
That's the 1 cent. That's the penny.
Okay. Right, 1922. Oh man, this is so out of place. 21, 25, 29. Here we go. 21, 29, 28. Half crowns. They're not enough crowns.
Yes, I know you do.
29, 28, 27, 26. Right. Okay, that's the. I'm going to get too many out, otherwise we'll be here all night.
Yeah, we'll try to be a little bit conservative about it. So, keeping in mind the 1925 1 cent Canadian coins were actually still being made by the Royal Mint, but
Evil Arch is straight in there. She's put in there. Mrs. Neville Taylor Ross takes officer going Wyoming, completed the husband team, her and her husband team, becoming the first woman governor of the United States. That's pretty cool. So we're doing 19. Okay, I'll just slap these up here, and then I'll try and find the same coin as you, all similar date. Let me just turn this camera around.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, there, that's better. Wonderful. Yeah, 1925. It's post office workers were brought under the civil service regulations in February 25. Lake of the Woods Treaty worked out was a joint Canadian-American control of the Lake of the Woods. I've heard of Lake of the Woods. It's got to be down in Ontario.
Let me see if I can find something related to our neck of the world. Cyprus becomes a colony, a crown colony.
Crown colony of Great Britain.
Yeah, which is on the 1st of May. Oh, obviously, the monarch was George V, obviously. Prime Minister Stanley Baldwin.
The Great Gatsby was published in 1925. That's cool.
Well, that's cool. British Forecast. Oh my God, I'm British Forecast.
Oh yeah, we mentioned that before. The Mein Kampf was published in 1925, and it was actually everyone's starting to read the book. And it was published in English in October of 1933, but it was abridged in the abridged version in 1939, the full. Well, I'm sure that would have made great reading.
Alfred, where was it? Alfred Hitchcock's first silent film, The Pleasure Garden, was complete but not released until the UK until 16th of January 1927 now. Which is actually, this is 1925 Cumberments and stuff like that, but it wasn't released until England, UK until 1927. Morning Post considered known as newspaper.
I like Marlon there. He's throwing in pizza. I'm not sure if they had. Did they have a Domino's in 1925?
They do now.
I challenge you to look up some of this information, Marlon, and get involved. Whoever gives the best answers wins a coin.
Austin Chamberlain wins the Nobel Peace Prize for his work on the Carnot Pact. There you go. Here's one for the American and English. Car maker Vauxhall Motors of Luton is purchased by the American giant General Motors for £2.5 million. 16th of November 1925. I can't find the 19. I might have the 1925 coin somewhere. I just can't find them. Yeah. So I just.
This one's in actually pretty good shape.
That's in really, really good shape. Actually, your coins seem to hold up a lot more than ours.
Well, it's the cold climate, see.
Well, people don't spend as much.
I don't know. We spend a fair amount. Yeah, there. And you know what? This is a fairly key date. There's only 1,019,022 of these made. Where am I? Am I right? No, 1,622. So just over 1 million of these were made.
Oh wow! Let
How
me
did
have a
I
look at
luck out to
these.
get such a nice copy of it? This is a nice one.
It's amazing what you find in your collection as well. It's like when you go
Yeah.
when you dive back
Look at
in.
the leaves. Look at the leaves on this one.
Look at that. That is just amazing.
Like those. That's gorgeous.
That's like it's literally just been minted.
Yeah. Let's see what else. Oh, women won the right to vote in Newfoundland in April of 1925.
So what am I looking for? 1925. Okay.
And coal miner William Davis was killed by police in the culmination of a long Cape Breton Island strike.
Oh, that's why I don't have a 1925. There was not a 1925 coin made. I should have remembered that.
Peter DePaulo wins the Indy 500 with pneumatic tires and a fuel pump.
Pneumatic.
Yeah, pneumatic tires. Interesting. March 8th, tornado sweeps across dozens of towns in Indiana, Missouri, Illinois, Kentucky, and Tennessee, taking 800 lives.
Jeez.
Then a little girl in Kentucky got swept off and ended up in Oz.
Oh, yeah. Here's some ruby slippers. I need to change these over.
Yeah. John Brownlee became the Premier of Alberta, replacing Charles Stewart in November of 1925. And he now has a building, the J.J. Brownlee Building, named in his honor in Edmonton. And what? Oh, and you're slipping over to it. So all you guys are 26, eh?
No, I'm just putting out 26 because we didn't have any 25s in our year. So.
Oh, it's terrible having that big gap, isn't it? But
Yeah,
hey,
good.
guys, you see the difference again, though. Canadians got the crown.
Yeah. $1926, there was 4,498,520 made of these. So it's actually a very low date. I mean, let's look at 1927. I mean, there's 60 million in the next one. So yeah, this is a key date.
Wow, that's that. Okay, well, we're looking at 1926. Here's another one with some pretty good looking leaves. 1926.
Is the is it natural for you to actually show the obverse first before the reverse, or would you just do it how it comes out?
Oh no, I try to show the reverse because that's where you get the date, right?
Oh, okay. So you're doing it on date
So I'll
side.
try to show the date first, and then I show the obverse on there. And yeah, that's not too bad either. Good old George V, man. He's looking good on there. 1926.
He was one of many favorite kings.
1926 had doubled the mintage of 1925. We had 2,143,372 of them.
So we had just over almost 2.5 million of these made. So It's a shame StreamYards don't zoom in. That's just another annoyance.
Oh, you still see it pretty good, though.
I mean, 1926. I mean, a lot happened in 1926.
Oh, we got here. We got Did we slip over too fast for you there, evil arch conservative? Sorry.
Here you go. This is a really, really interesting one. The K2 red telephone box introduced it to clarify in the London area. So we had the red telephone boxes. I'm trying to rule out death and destruction. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The first Greyhound track in Britain opens in Manchester. Here you go. It's one for your missus.
Oh, cool.
Martial law in Britain because of the general strike.
February 24th, Robert Randolph Bruce became the British Columbia's 13th Lieutenant Governor in 1926. And James Garfield Gardner became the Premier of Saskatchewan, replacing Charles Dunning.
Oh. Okay. Legitimacy Act 1926 permits the legislations of a child born to unmarried parents by their subsequent marriage to each other, so it's legal. Electricity Supply Act creates a central electricity board to be set up to set up the national grid.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty cool.
June 28th, the King Byng affair climaxes as William Lyon Mackenzie King resigns as Prime Minister. Arthur Meighen became the Prime Minister for the second time, but an election is forced when Meighen fails to win the confidence of the House.
I'm going to find history in my area.
Yeah, it makes it much more interesting if you can come up with facts and figures within your region. Oh, within your country is fine, but I mean, it's really cool when you can find something about your own area. July 1st, here's one for us numismatists. July 1st of that year, Canada moved back onto the gold standard.
Ah, that was good. What happened in?
Too bad it didn't last, eh?
No, I know. That's what up until the Second World War, isn't it? Beginning of the second. So what was that? That was only what, less than 8 years?
Yeah, it wasn't very long. July 26, 1926, Robert Todd Lincoln, he was 83, son of Abraham Lincoln, died. On November 18th, British Dominions was given official autonomy in the Balfour Declaration of 1926.
What is the Balfour Declaration? I've heard of that.
You know, that's a good question. I'm going to have to tell you this Balfour Declaration.
Not much went on in Swindon. I think it was more
the
to do with the miners' strike.
The declaration was issued at the Imperial Conference of the British Empire leaders in London, was named after Arthur Balfour, who was the Lord President of the Council. It declared the United Kingdom and the Dominions to be autonomous communities within the British Empire, equal in status, in no way subordinate to one another in any aspect of their domestic or external affairs, though united by a common allegiance to the crown. So the queen was our figurehead, or king was our figurehead,
Yeah.
and freely associated as the members of the British Commonwealth of Nations. There you go.
Hey, look at that. Now we know.
Now we know.
And I thought the Balfour or the Buford Declaration was sort of like rung a bell for something. So we know that must be. I'm going to read that up again. That's actually quite interesting because that affects everybody in the Commonwealth. It's just not like Canada, and that's everybody.
That's correct. It's everybody that's in the Commonwealth.
August, the first motion picture with synchronized music. Score opens with the Warner Theatre picture with Don Juan starring John Barrymore. The sound is produced. Photographic. BC Treasures, nice to see you.
Really good to see him on. Join in, BC Treasure Trails. It's not too late. We're just into our second coin here. Oh, got to add some sport here. The National Hockey League's Montreal Maroons win their only Stanley Cup by defeating the Western Hockey League Victoria Cougars 3-1. This was the last time a non-NHL team would contest for the Cup. The deciding game was played at the Montreal Forum.
Okay. How did we get on the season? 1926, 1927 season. So
you moving on to 27?
No, just have a look to see how many games Swindon Town won back then.
I know the Ottawa Senators won their second Grey Cup by defeating the Toronto Varsity Blues 10-7 in the 14th Grey Cup played at Varsity Stadium. Seemed like a good year.
We were in Football League Division 3 back then. And it used to be 4 divisions. Actually, it's south, so it wasn't even in. Oh, wow.
Evil Arch Conservatives, July 2nd, 1926, Congress designates the Army Air Service on the 1920s, the Army Air Corps. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. I know what the Army Air Corps is. The Army. Oh, I see. They changed the designation from Army Air Service to the Army Air Corps. Okay, gotcha.
Oh, I see.
Anything interesting numismatically on this stuff now?
There's not really much going on apart from football back then. I suppose it wasn't.
Well, I guess there's few things that were going on.
I mean, all I read is it was all mainly. I mean, it was just literally about the strike. It was mainly the whole strike was that year. It obviously affected all the boroughs and the councils, and
yeah. Well, the one thing that I should bring up with the Canadian small cents is, which starting in 1920, it was to conserve copper, and that's why they reduced it from the large cent to the smaller one, just like that of the United States.
There's the halfpenny. Do you have anything like the halves or anything like that? Any other denomination?
No. There's no halves at all.
So this is the 1927 halfpenny.
Okay.
So
we'll move on to 27 then. Hold on.
Oh, sorry, no, 26. Sorry. All right, 27. So this is a sixpence.
Dance with me. Dance with me.
I'm gonna put you on to take over for a second, Dale, because my wife wants me to dance with her.
Okay.
Oh, she
Okay.
wants. Oh,
Jessica's in the house. Jessica, Papa G, Dime Bags here. Hi, Tracy. So, 1927.
And
To start with a run.
UK history. So, on 1927, 6th of August, Gertrude, elderly 19 and 80, New York, becomes the first woman to swim the English Channel. So, such a record feat with 14 hours, 31 minutes. Well, I didn't know that. That's actually really interesting. In 1927, the first British troops land in Shanghai. So that's our sixpence there. And there's our 1927 halfpenny, 1 penny. I believe it's in bronze.
what an interlude!
It was. Look at that beautiful 1927 cent. That's 60 million of these made now. So what else we got in 1927? We have the halfpenny. And a question for you. Was it still, I don't know if I asked you last time. Was it the,
What was that?
You was already into 100 cents, wasn't you already? Like 100 cents was $1, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, now with our money, there was 240 one of these large pennies equals £1.
Ah.
So, yeah, so it used to be 240 pennies to £1. So you can imagine having 240 of these pennies in a pocket. really.
That would be crazy.
So 240, so that'd be 480 of these in your pocket.
You better have good. No wonder they're wearing suspenders.
Suspenders, scaffolding, you name it, they had to wear it. But then the sixpence, which cut it down quite a lot. And if you notice, I've got 6p and it's 6d. The actual correct wording is 6d. I think it's the Greek word for drachms, I think. Oh, look, there's one for tappy coins here. National Museum of Wales officially opened in Carface Park, Cardiff.
In 27?
1927, yeah.
Isn't that unusual? The National Museum of Canada was created in 27.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There we go.
It was a museum year.
Who was Prime Minister back then? Was it still, yeah, Stanley Baldwin?
Did you see what Jessica was saying? Dale, would you be impressed with my Great Britain collection for Canadian?
Yes, I would be, actually. I've seen some of your collections that you've had. when you did your videos. If actually you should go back and check out Jessica's videos, because she has got quite a collection, to be honest. Dance, dance, dance. So we have Evil Arch Conservative saying the 30th of May 1927, Indian native George Saunders wins Indy 500. Hmm. Do you know, I'll give you a bit of, this is historically accurate, right? My dad was a very, very good snooker player. And Joe Davis, if you ever look at Joe Davis, Joe Davis wins the first World Snooker Championship held in Birmingham. And obviously it continued every year since 1940. Right. My dad had a personalised snooker cue from Joe Davis.
Wow. Talk about being tied into history. That's cool.
But we don't know when my dad died. Well, after my mum died, my dad had a trophy room, trophies full of everything. He would give us like little, as I said before, then he used to give us like little trophies or whatever, and to go and play whatever. And never knew where that snooker cue went. It was in a, all I know, it was in a blue case, and we was not allowed to touch it. We're not allowed to go near it. Not allowed to breathe near it. You know. But for some reason, it just disappeared. Went. British police raid London's office of the Soviet trading company Arikos. So it's us, obviously, now. It's probably something to do with recruiting. Solar eclipse on the 29th of June 1927. Totally visible across northern England, Wales, and throughout weather conditions are very poor viewing.
76 people were killed when a fire broke out in the Laurier Palace Theatre in Montreal. And the location of the boundary between Labrador and Quebec was settled by a judicial committee of the Privy Council, accepting the Dominion of Newfoundland's claim rather than Canada's. So actually, at that time, of course, Newfoundland was a separate country from Canada. And they did not join Canada as a province until Joey Smallwood's reign in 1949.
Awesome. But that's...
And thank goodness for this, the Old Age Pensions Act was introduced in May of 1927.
So I was just trying to keep up with all the history. I mean, a lot of it here is just literally doom and gloom. But we have this 5th of November 1927. Britain's first automated traffic lights are deployed experimentally in Wolverhampton.
It must have been tough on the guy that had to stand there and kept changing the candle.
Well, it was a. Do you remember,
sorry, that
I
was a
don't know
joke.
If they had that in Canada or America, but it used to be like someone always walked in front of the car.
Yes, they did. That's true. Earlier on in the century, it did.
So that's got to be even worse.
Did you read Evil Arch Conservative's last one on August 27th, 1927?
The first iron lung goes into Bellevue in New York City. There's actually a guy who still wears the iron lung today.
I saw that article. He's still alive, and he ended up with polio, if I remember right.
I think so. Yeah,
he had polio, and he's still stuck in it. And he has a buddy of his that's a mechanic that's built the parts to replace. So I saw the video.
Yeah, because you can't get parts anywhere, unfortunately. But yeah, he gets out of it for about an hour.
He graduated and became a practicing lawyer.
That's right. Yeah, he did. He still does. So it proves that's inspiration right there. That you should never let anything stop your dreams.
So
Yeah, his
August
mate is
20th.
just phenomenal how he builds those parts.
It is. It is. Sacco and Venetti were executed in Massachusetts for a robbery they were largely believed to be innocent in 1927. And good old Babe Ruth hits his 60th home run.
I love Babe Ruth. I can eat a Babe Ruth right
That's
now.
a candy bar, not the baseball.
I'm sorry. Bad joke.
Dimebag Darren, how you doing, buddy?
Alfred Hitchcock's silent film that The Lodger, a true story of London fog, released.
Holy cow. February, Werner Heisenberg formulates his famous uncertainty principle while employed as a lecturer at Niels Bohr's Institute for Theoretical Physics at the University of Copenhagen.
Oh.
Whew! Get winded just saying that one.
But you can't select 10 times really fast.
No, I don't think so. Thanks, Jessica. Thank you for stopping by.
Darren's in the basement, apparently. Jessica, I have to run. I did smash the thumbs up. Take care. You take care, Jessica. Always awesome to see you. Yeah, she's got a great. Check out our channel, guys. If you look at some amazing coins. Papa G.
Oh.
Monkey King Metals, great to see you. Sorry if I missed you. There's a lot of Indianapolis, isn't there? I think that's. There you go. Britain,
Hey.
bag. So
Hey.
what was it? 1927, did you say?
How you be?
I be fine, matey.
That's what we wanted to hear.
1928. 1928. 1928. 1928. I think that's about it, I think.
Oh, don't worry about voice control. I have the same problem on here. I figured that whoever put on these voice activated programs to type must have had some sort of accent or something we're not familiar with. Okay, this is a super year, 1928. Awesome year. Why? Because if it weren't for this year, I wouldn't be here. No, I wasn't born there, but my father was.
my father was born in 1928.
My mom was born in 42.
Oh, she's young.
That's what she says.
My dad was born in 1928, and I am the youngest of 5. So, and my mum was born in 1940. So she was born actually 9th of December 1940. And Pearl Harbor was it 7th of December, I believe?
Yeah, 1941.
Yeah, so year before.
Well, Dr. Seuss was born on this wonderful year. We've enjoyed his books, certainly.
Or at least the Green Eggs and Ham. I am.
About the Grinch. Of the Grinch.
Good old Grinchy.
20 million.
What would Santa be without the Grinch?
23 million on that one.
Very true.
So we have the florin, or the 2 shillings on this one. So that would be 11 million on this. So you got the 1 cent again. I'm pretty sure. I know I got them here somewhere. I'm pretty sure I got the 1920.
Yeah, 1928, there's 9,144,860 of these wonderful coins minted. So it had a fairly high mintage.
Fairly high. This had 50 million.
Come on, we're
In that,
Canada, okay?
and in that year, you could have a brand new breakfast treat that talked to you. Any idea what breakfast treat that might have been?
Rice Krispies.
Snap, crackle, pop.
Yep.
Rice
You see
Krispies.
how fast I picked up on that? Boy, oh boy. Hey, this guy isn't bad looking either.
But yeah, everybody's coming out tonight, aren't they? Sunday night. So 1928. See, Britain is just doom and gloom of everything, man. It's just
Gotta love the leaves. Look at those leaves on that thing. Wow. Chameleon Hood was elected mayor of Montreal in 1928, and the Supreme Court of Canada ruled that women are not persons who can hold office, according to the British North America Act of 1867, reversed a year later by the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council in Britain. So for 1 year, they had a bad year for the ladies.
they did.
May 7th, in 1928, the Seroche was launched, and it would become the first ship to sail the Northwest Passage from west to east and to circumnavigate North America.
Cool. Because it was Shackleton who tried it the first time.
Yeah, we know how that ended.
Yeah.
On
he
April
went-
4th, Maya
should've gone-
Angelou was born.
He should have gone. He should have gone later in the year that year, but he didn't. He decided to go early, where it was actually kind of frozen, but went down south, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, as you know, ended up pretty bad. I'm not really too sure what to make of this one, to be honest. 10th of May, the Age of Marriage Act 1929 passes, raising the legal age of marriage to 16 for both parties to be married.
What was it before that? Is the
I
question.
don't know, probably about 4.
Actually, they considered that the and I remember reading this a while back. They considered a girl to become a woman the moment that she had her first period.
That's got to be a medieval kind of.
And you were seeing girls as young as 12 and 13 years old being married, and typically they're older men. Of course, back then older men were like 30 or 40. They didn't live much past that anyway.
Ancient. Yeah, it's hard to even
Get your
wrap
head
your
around
mind around that, but yeah,
Yeah.
okay. It was a different time.
It
different
was.
time, different era.
Evil arch conservative says infamous Indianapolis murderer Gertrude I'm going to have trouble with this one. Banzowitz was born September 1928.
Mine was born in the dark ages, says Papa G. Mind you, the legal age of drinking over here is 5 years old.
Say what?
You can legally go out and drink at 5 years old in a pub.
Okay, I've heard everything now.
As long as you're with a parent, well, responsible parent, of course. Right? I know, right? It's crazy, yeah. Right, and you can sit in a pub or a restaurant, and as long as you have something to eat, you are legally allowed to have an alcoholic drink. It's just down to a moral compass not to do it, of course.
Right.
But yeah, it's it's kind of crazy because it's actually, as long as you're eating something, you are legally allowed to have a alcoholic beverage, as they call it.
On July 4th of 1928, Jean Lussier went over Niagara Falls in a rubber ball. I've heard of barrels, but a rubber ball?
And he was
Oh,
never heard from again.
I don't think so. If
I got-
anything, he bounced really good.
Yeah, especially when the Niagara Falls froze up.
Well, here's
August
one for
20th.
you. November
Oh, go
18th,
ahead.
1928, Mickey Mouse appeared in his first feature.
He was Steamboat Willie.
Steamboat Willie, yeah. He's not. He was recently being put on a silver coin.
It had to be in the UK because we don't put things like that on our Canadian ones. We're into weird things like
I think
Star
it was
Trek.
from the Cook Islands, I think, or it's from the
Oh
Niue.
yeah, Cook Islands or
Niue.
Niue. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Niue.
Niue, that's where that mint is that makes all kinds of coins.
Yeah, the New Zealand mint.
Is that what that is? Is it, or is
Yeah.
Niue an island of its own, or does it belong to New Zealand? Or
it's you got the two main islands of New Zealand, and then you got Niue, which is like another little offshore territory.
Look at LNW snuck in there. How you doing, LNW?
LNW.
Grinch was right.
John Duncan MacLean resigned as Premier of British Columbia. He discovered that Dimebag Darren Lowe showed up there and had to leave.
Just left. My grandfather Dimebag showed up, and he knew it was time to go.
Simon Fraser Tolmie became the Premier of British Columbia, replacing John Duncan MacLean. And sadly, Canada's first major air disaster occurred in 1928 when bad weather caused a BC Airways Ford Trimotor plane to crash in Puget Sound, Washington.
Trimotor. 3 engines. Still didn't help.
You can tell I'm not Air Force. The Winter Olympics took place in St. Moritz, Switzerland. And the Summer Olympics took place in Amsterdam. Percy Williams and Ethel Catherwood won gold medals for Canada.
There's not really much gone on. It's just all about stock exchange, and the Bank and Scott opens a public in Buckinghamshire, the world's oldest miniature park. I've been there. Just Alfred Hitchcock show, first time in London, the British sound film. It's a book called Blackmail, funny enough, and it's all about the Hung Parliament, and all that sort of stuff. It's mainly about politics. I don't really want to bore everybody with politics. And that's about it, really.
In late October 1929, terror seized the stock exchanges. The weak glut of 1928 threw the grain exchange into a spiral, triggering a depression in the economy, which began to take shape on 24 August 29.
Yeah, that was entering a very bad period for the whole world for that matter.
Read what everybody else is reading. Evil Arch Conservative says April 27th. Henrietta Sinclair's equivalent to conspiring to defraud the government in the second Teapot Dome trial. Okay.
That Teapot Dome scandal was actually really big news back then.
Yeah.
I remember it well.
And you thought, what, we drink a lot of tea.
The names they give things. At least it wasn't something Gate.
Very true.
Oh, you go.
1929. That's that 1929. I only had one variety. It was a high 9, and
I remember you talking
it was
about that.
actually. Sorry, the high.
That looks like a
sorry,
low
they had
9.
low 9, high 9. They had two, but they included the total mintage together, so there's over 12 million made. It's just trying to figure out which one's which.
That 29 I'm looking at, that 9 hangs lower than the 2. Is that a low 9?
Very well.
I believe that's a high 9. Hold on.
You know what I learned today, which was very cool, as Dale was mentioning? Dale, you said, what was it, 240 pennies to the pound?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I never knew that. And you know what? That makes it all different, right? I mean, you know why we call them cents, because they are cents. They're of 100, right? Out of 100, they're cents. And that makes perfect sense. But I had no idea we were looking at 240 to a pound. Throws everything out.
Sorry, you're right. Dimebag, that is a low 9.
That is a low 9. You can tell that by the flick of the 9 on the curl.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Awesome. Now we only have to find the high 9 and we're good. I know how to find the high 9, man. I'll go looking for it right now.
Actually, I can find that high 9 right now. I just have to pull it out of my book.
You two are funny.
That's a low 9. Let's take a look at a high 9.
It's going to be on the with each other, isn't it? So yeah, it's going to be like level.
There it is. There's the high 9. See, it's right level.
You can tell it by the. Have a look at the 2 as well, because the 2 would give it away as well, surely. Yeah. You can tell it's a lot lower than the 2.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of difference.
$19.29. So we'll look at 1920. That's a bit more happier news on the old 1929.
I don't know. We're getting into the Depression. That doesn't sound very good to me.
Yeah, sharp fall of the London Stock Exchange following a similar crash on Wall Street on October the 24th. Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll have a big war to get us out of the darn Depression shortly.
Yeah, very shortly. Another 10 years.
$19.29.
Yeah,
On the note of the Depression, it says here, what part of Canada was hardest hit by the Depression? The Prairie provinces and Western Canada were hardest hit. In the rural areas of the prairies, 2/3 of the population were on relief. The region fully recovered after 1939.
That's a long time to suffer.
That is. And it didn't achieve anything really either.
Evil Arch Conservative says February. Oh, this back in 28. We can go back a bit. Radio telephone service between the United States and Germany began.
Yep. Palin complained about March 27. One of the change Rockefeller Standard Oil, international banks, and many changes. Do you know what I really like?
Sorry?
I do like the reverse of sixpences.
That is really nice looking.
Yeah, it's really sharp. That looks like a good example. That king
Not
again.
to be mistaken for the Blue Nose, the Canadian schooner and rum runner, I'm Alone, was sunk by the U.S. Coast Guard, the USC GC Dexter. Imagine that's United States Coast Guard cutter.
There you go. Is the florin or the 2 shillings?
So a florin is the same thing as saying 2 shillings?
Yeah, it's just when it got later, it was just it went from a florin to a 2 shillings or a
But
2
the
bob.
value would be the same.
The 2 bob would be 2 shillings as well. Like a single bob would be a 1 shilling.
So you could say 2 shillings, you could say 2 bob, or you could say a florin, and you'd be talking about the same amount of money.
Same a coin, yeah. Which is, I think it's like 12.5p. I think it can't be. Hang on a minute, 24p. I think. Do you know? I can't remember. It's so late here. I can't remember. I can't think. Just
in
think.
28, the men who were not employed actually started a club in Toronto called the Single Men's Unemployment Association, and they marched down the streets looking for jobs and a future. You imagine our unemployed wanting to be employed that badly?
I guess if you get hungry enough, you're willing to do just about anything.
Well, that's the thing. You know, I knew a kid as I grew up. He was a kid of the system, and he laughed and he looked at me and he said, "You know what? In Canada, they won't let you starve."
That's true.
There is some kind of boiler over here that you must have a pound in the pocket. I'm not sure if that's been legally taken up, because it seems like it has these days. Because they're raising our taxes and everything over here again.
Well, wasn't the thing to be caught without your papers and a pound in your pocket made you basically a vagrant?
I really honestly don't actually know the terminology behind it, but 1929.
I'm looking at what Ellen W has put down here, and it's fascinating that that would be brought up, because I'm pretty sure that they have things in place now to stop people from doing things like that, where they must have had pre-warning that something was going to happen for them to sell all their stocks. It's kind of like Martha Stewart ended up going to jail because she got tipped. Because you're talking JP Morgan, Joe Kennedy, Rockefeller, Bernard and Birch. I'm not familiar with that chap, but you don't know. I mean, holy cow! If that's what they did that caused the crash,
these guys 100% take care of one another, right?
Oh yeah, they're in their own.
Of course they
club,
do.
aren't
they? January 2nd, 1929, agreement is signed by the United States and Canada for work on the Niagara River intended to safeguard the beauty of the falls while also allowing greater use of the water. And that was a huge project. I think especially us folks in Canada and especially in Ontario are aware of the work they did, not only trying to ensure they got the hydropower and stuff out of the river, but also not destroying the falls itself and actually conserving it. What was it? What was it in late 60s, early 70s? They stopped the water.
Yeah, they stopped the water flow, didn't they?
And they cleaned all that rock and debris out from the bottom.
That would have been something to see.
Yeah, there's pictures of it online. If you ever want to see it, there's quite a bit on there.
They found all sorts of stuff underneath it, didn't they?
Yeah, including skeletons.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I'm familiar with this one. Churchill, Manitoba has a railroad that goes to it. And it was in 1929. The Hudson Bay Railroad opened up for traffic to Churchill. And it's still used today. Wow. If you've never been to Churchill, go see the polar bears. I spent time up there.
Sort of place you go and visit.
Dimebag, 24
you don't want to live there.
Four?
Oh, yeah. That's a 29?
Yeah, this is a 29, yeah.
And I bet you the obverse shows a king with no crown.
Yeah, it does.
I've learned a lot on this.
Me too, actually. I love reading that. I love reading what's coming up because I've obviously got the comments coming on this phone here. So And I just listen to what you guys have to say. That's why I just like kind of like quiet in the background, you know. So because it's actually quite fun.
Yeah, it was October 29, 1929, that the crash of the New York Stock Exchange marked the beginning of the Great Depression. Even though that people could get a sense that it was coming. I wouldn't want to be around for the run on the banks back then.
No.
I'm sure it only lasted a day or two, and then it was, don't bother going to the bank anymore.
Well, unfortunately, November 13th of that year, a second stock market crash hit Canada.
Jeez. Never stood a chance.
I think once one hits, they all hit everywhere, and I mean it's like a domino effect, isn't it?
Even more so these days, I would think, the way we're all interconnected, like we were. Can't imagine it not like a virus spreading more quickly than anything.
Yeah, I reckon there's going to be another. Do you reckon there's going to be another one coming soon with all these high inflation rates coming out?
I hope not, but it's a good idea to prep for it.
Yep. Because I mean, our taxes are going up by 9% next year, and then further, I think it's I mean, we can't even get fuel at the moment. That's not because of anything else. It's ridiculously bad. Because they want everything to be paid back, Steve, and all these furloughs and people not going into work, and we never. What gets me, we never even asked for a government help, government benefit, or anything, and yet we still have to bail these people out who has £1 million contracts to do PPE and stuff. You know, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
So that's what's worrying us at the moment. Is like the rich get richer and the poorer get poorer, but what would these people do without the poor? We're the backbone of the country, you know. So what they're going to do? Send some of the rich to do the dirty work?
Evil Arch Conservative, March 22nd. To the U.S. Coast Guard chases the British schooner. Geez, they're big on chasing us Commonwealth guys. I'm Alone. Oh, it's the same one. I'm Alone. 200 miles. Yes, I'm Alone is the rum runner. I recognize that. DIY Malone was suspected of carrying contraband. Both the British and Canadian governments protest the incident on grounds that the sinking took place in international waters. He was a privateer, was he?
It's probably Sir Francis Drake doing his thing again. Oh, I've got a penny over here as well. Oh, half penny.
Oh, I thought you were frozen.
That was so funny. So he was like,
he was deep in thought.
He was.
Who was deep in thought?
You were.
You weren't.
There you go. 1966 Florin.
Got that one anyway.
Now turn it round. You got it round the wrong way. No,
Nice.
keep going. The 1966 is at 9 o'clock.
I know. Okay.
Oh no, sorry, 3 o'clock. It's the other way around, isn't it? So yeah, 3 o'clock. So if you turn it around now, the Queen should be facing. If you flip it, so like spin it. I can't remember which way now. That's it. Yeah. Sorry. So I've been playing around with different coins. So yeah. So it's actually twist it. I mean, it's not flip it, twist it. So it's 3 o'clock is the date, and then flip it.
3 o'clock, right?
Yeah, then flip it, and then twist it so it goes left to right or right to left.
Roll and flip. Oh, well,
So you do it
whatever.
like this.
Your
So
results will vary.
So you do that. Just turn
Actually,
it.
this is fast
like a
backwards
door.
for me. Give me a moment. Never mind what I'm doing for a moment.
Okay.
Pay no attention to the man behind the counter.
Yeah, so you just turn it like that.
Right in the middle, and
Yeah, it's quite a funny coin that is, because people think that the date goes at the bottom, but it's at 3 o'clock. I think it's the only date that does it.
The reverse on that one's quite nice.
Yeah, I like this one. I like the toning on this one.
Yeah. You can see a bit of the hair. The mustache is really good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like it when they look like that.
See all the blacking coming off.
honestly don't know what year these ones are that I've got, but I've got it in hand at this point.
1917.
A little bit older.
That's 1900, that is. That's Queen Victoria on there. Yeah.
There is. She was a handsome lady, huh? Have this one a little closer to the zone.
That's King Edward, I believe.
Cloak. This is like
no,
my full
King George
collection. Got this one. That's
1917. That's going to be King George V again.
That's what, Australia? That one?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's got
That's
King
Australia.
George's.
That's a dead giveaway in it.
Oh, that's a crown. That's a church. That's actually still in circulation today.
Really?
Yeah.
This
That's
is one of those.
That's 25 pence. That is.
Darn big
Winston.
coins to enjoy, you know.
Churchill died in 1965, I believe.
Yeah.
Real healthy and good feeling coin in your hand. I'll give it that.
It's a big, heavy coin. That is.
Well, I don't get anything of the year, but that's kind of like that comes out of the F jar foreign. I just open up the old pill jar and take a quick look for anything that looked British.
British.
British,
Well,
British.
before we
British
move on,
people.
guys.
British people, eh?
As one
I'm
is British, is one too.
Well, that's the 1970s. Hang on, let me guess.
Okay.
19.
I was going to flip it
That's
there.
going to be the 1977 Jubilee, Silver Jubilee.
Exactly right. Look at that. He's got it dead right.
Reeded edge?
Yeah, I think so.
Or does it have stamped? Yeah. Is it reeded or no? Yeah, it is reeded.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is engraving in there somewhere. To say something about the Jubilee or something. I remember the
Well,
1977
do you
Jubilee.
two gents want to pick someone from the chat for the coin draw?
That's going to be another difficult one again between everybody. I believe Evil Arch myself is my vote. To be fair, it's Australian again.
Been involved right from the very beginning, and so much information.
Evil Arch.
Evil Arch.
One of the very few times in my life I'm voting for evil. Go evil, go. It was either Evil Arch or Evil Knievel. Those are the only evils I vote for.
I used to have an Evil Knievel stunt bike, and I wish I kept that. It's worth a lot of money now.
You've got a good one, Evil Arch. You got the UN Looney.
Very
Non-colorized, only 1 million that were made of these ones.
That's a beautiful coin, that is. I just got to collect the other 999,999.
I know there's a reason why I was holding back that envelope.
Thank you, Evil. That's really nice of you. Yeah,
You know what? I tell your friends, within the community.
More people in, guys. It's so much fun. It's such a relief to actually just chat.
It's getting there. And it's just to chat. Yeah.
Just to have a chat and a bit of topic. You know what I mean, to go by. So 30.
It's a chat with a slight focus and good friends, and more friends to come. So please let your other friends know that we're on, but we're not on for long. So just like me, if you don't get here at the very beginning, well, better get your butt over here because the show's short and sweet.
Yep.
I love it.
Yep.
I look forward to this all day. You know what I mean? I was just like, can't wait till Wednesday.
We'll take a look.
I can do this every single night. So much fun.
Better not be Wednesday today. I'll be stuck.
Oh, it better not be. Oh, we got a bunch of people. I see Jeff Crumpler's on. I see. No, can't be. It is. Can Collectibles is back.
Yeah. He did a little thing where he was he worked it out in his brain, which was great. Mia's on. She's got 34 watching. That's a good group. Dolly's on with only 4 watching, so that's not many. Coin Ops huge. You're on with 6. Big T with 36. Jeff Silversmith with 29. Silver Seeker on with 168. Yeah, you're fine. Crumpler with 3. Let's definitely go see Jeff.
Okay, well let's do a raid on Jeff then.
Okay.
I'll grab a link here for our chat.
And I just want to thank everybody that's coming out, and please let everybody know that it's just twice a week for an hour.
There's our Jeff's link.
Wunderbar.
Yeah, I like to go to channels.
All are in the house.
I like.
Yeah, me too.
I like. No disrespect to anybody, but I like to go to channels that needs the more views.
Yeah, like I say, the guy with 168, he don't need us.
But
168 live people watching.
Yeah.
That means they've got 100,000 people. You got to take about a 10% turnout rate from your actual channel number to the people who show up at your live. Half the time, most of the time.
No kidding. It's good to see
Nick.
Well,
this is how you really find out, right? You look at that ratio, and that's how you know if you're really reaching your people, right? If you've got 90% turnout to your lives from the people who you've got, you're outstandingly awesome.
Yeah.
So it's a bad time to get a call when you're live. Just see. Yes, he is back. Yes, I'm glad. Coin World UK, how you doing?
All right, guys, let's do her.
Oh, there you go.
See you on Wednesday.
You stayed on for a second so I can give you this.
I can. Will do.
Okay.
Take care, guys.
Take care, Dimebag, and everybody in chat. Thank you for joining us.